Hi, today we're taking a look at the new Link Joker from the upcoming Clan Selection Volume 1. Today we'll be featuring Star-Vader, Chaos Breaker Dragon. Alright, first of all, just take note that there's no imaginary gift. Alright, so continuous, Vanguard and Rearguard effect. If your opponent have a lock card, this unit get power plus 10k. Activate once per turn, counter plus 1. Give your opponent an imaginary gift force. So if your opponent were to play Excel or Protect, the player that uses this unit will have to land one of the force marker. Right. Next, when your opponent's card get unlocked, so plus 1, retire the unlocked unit. You get to draw 1, and your opponent choose a total of 2 marker on any circles or protect in hand, a total of 2, and remove them from play. And each card removed, you can actually get 1 imaginary gift. Right. So in the case that opponent have 1, they have to retire as many as possible. Right. So for our grade 3, we have another unit which is the common card from BT04. So when it enters the field, if your Vanguard is a Cyber Dragon, right, which is, choose an opponent grade 2 and above rearguard, bind in face down, and you may retire this unit to counter charge 1. So this is our counter charge unit, which is pretty useful in this deck. So for grade 2, let's go for the new Star-Vader. So when it enters the Vanguard rearguard effect, if you have a Vanguard with Star-Vader in name, counter plus 1, your opponent look at the top of his or her deck and call it onto an empty rearguard circle in face down as a lock card. And if they were to call it on the back row, you get to draw 1, and during this turn, this unit get power plus 10k. Continuous, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 and above and he or she have a lock card, all your Vanguard get critical, the critical becomes 2, which is a force 2 marker, a pseudo force 2 marker. So the other grade 2s we play are plus monk, so counter plus 1, bind opponent's rearguard. If it's a grade 2 and above, you get to soul charge 1, which Chaos Breaker needs a lot of the soul. 4 copy. Mirror Nail, which was a PR, will be reprinted in the booster as a triple R. So when it enters the field from hand, and your opponent have bind card on the Vanguard circle or any face down card. Sorry, if their opponent have any face down card in the Vanguard or bind zone, counter plus 1, choose 2 of your opponent's rearguard, bind it in face down. If you did not bind 2, you get to counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. Alright, so that's the additional grade 2 we play in this deck. And also a vanilla with 15k shield. Right, this is as an additional shield since our field are basically fixed most of the time. So it's pretty unlikely you have this on the field. Next, let's go for the grade 1s. So we have another Star-Vader. When it attacks, when this unit attacks or when the boosted attack hits a Vanguard, look at top 5, choose up to 1 card with Star-Vader in name. Review it and add it to your hand, shuffle the deck. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 and above, put this unit to soul. Choose an opponent's lock card, unlock it. If you do so, choose another of your opponent's rearguard and lock it. Right, so with combination to the Chaos Breaker Dragon, so we'll unlock it, you lock another unit, and soul plus 1 to destroy their markers. Right, so it's a combo. Next we have Dust Blade. So when the booster attack hits a Vanguard, counter plus 1, bind open rearguard. If your Vanguard is grade 3 above, get draw 1. Right, so this deck basically focus on field destruction, grade 3 searcher. And personally feel that this is MVP. So this is a new deleter. Actually it's previously a promo. Will be reprinted in the set. So when it enters the field, soul plus 1, till the end of your opponent's next turn. Sorry, during your opponent's next turn's end phase, your opponent cannot flip any of the card face up, so it's technically Omega lock. So with Chaos Breaker Dragon, sometimes we don't have enough resources to do the draw. You can actually choose to lock it. So by locking it, you can actually reduce the amount of options your opponent have next turn. Right. So that's for grade 1. For the triggers, we are playing 6 draws since during test play, these decks have some hand size issues. So we are going for 6 draw. Alright, we'll start off as the first player into our grade 3 turn. So stand and draw. Right, we'll write Chaos Breaker Dragon. And we activate the effect, so counter +1. Give opponent 1 force marker. And lock at opponent's rear guard. Next, grade 2. Counter +1. Your opponent look at one of the top deck and bind it onto the field. Lock it on the field. So let's say they decide to lock the back row so that they can do the field will not be cluttered up next turn. So we get to draw 1. And this unit get power plus 10k. Right, and since the opponent have lock card, so plus 10k. Right, so look at top 5. Chaos Breaker Dragon. Get this to hand. Discard 1 card from hand. Right, since your opponent have face down card on the circle, plus 5k. And at this point in time, we can choose to Omega lock your opponent, or since this is our first turn, we would like to have the resources, so we just leave it. Alright, so first attack, boosted, did not hit. Second attack, twin drive. Right, since our opponent have lock unit, so actually get critical plus becomes 2. Right, so technically we have a force 1 and force 2 on the same circle right now. First check, second check, critical trigger. 10k and critical to the rear guard, and the rear guard attacks. Right, so this is our end of our first grade 3 turn. And our opponent have 1 unit locked in the front and 1 at the back. Right, so 3 damage. We can take up to 2. To the side. Since our opponent only have 2 units that can attack, we can just choose to Sentinel. Right, at the end of the turn, your opponent will unlock 2 units, so we will process it one by one. So the first one, unlock. Destroy 2 of the opponent's trigger. Marker. So we gain 2 markers. So we can actually go for this like this. And also, do it and draw 1. And the second unit, since it's still on standby, we can actually choose 1 more. There shouldn't be any more markers, but we get to draw 1. Right, so start the turn, stand, and draw. So first of all, Chaos Breaker effect, counter +1. Right, so we will give your opponent another force marker and lock 1 of his rear guard. Next, at this point of time, we will choose to Omega lock it. Like this. So lock unit plus 10, plus 10, plus a crit. and plus 5. Right, so this is the basic playstyle for the new Star-Vader. So when placing this deck out, there's another build which will be to include all the parts from Messiah deck, right, for a bigger beat down. So these 4 units are actually potential units, so do take note. Right, so that's all from Star-Vader.